We're doing a construction update from the Disneyland Resort. What's fixed? What's broke? There's a lot of broke. That fire damage has been the same for a while. For what it's worth, I can't remember the last time I saw a Davy Crockett canoe. Gotta be kidding me. Let's talk for a minute about Indiana Jones Adventure, which finally opened on Friday, last Friday, after being closed for about 3 months. It went well that first day, for a little while at least, but the more I come by Indiana Jones, the more I hear about Indiana Jones Adventure, the worse it gets. I just happened to stop by here on my way to do some other reports, and there it is, closed once again. It has been closed often. It's been going down often. I want to say on Saturday it was closed for like half the day. Not much better on Sunday, and now on this Tuesday, the word that I was getting initially was that they had done quite a bit of work on the tracks and the vehicles and all that, and getting this thing show ready, not just the new effects, etc., but it was about fixing the ride. It's supposed to be about fixing. What happened? What happened to Indiana Jones, you guys? Scrims are down again at Adventureland Treehouse, but I still cannot see anything being done from ground level anyway. I see lots of buckets of paint, etc., and it looks more busy inside in terms of there being active stuff. I mean, I can see all kinds of equipment and tools and all, lots of things happening inside, but still no definition, nothing that I can see developing. For some reason, as I observe it this time from the other side of Riverbell Terrace, the thatched roofs are in my consciousness this time where they weren't before, and I don't know if that's because it's different or if I just never noticed it before. I'm gonna hope to look at some old footage. I don't know what I've got from this position where I can do a comparison. I've got old footage obviously of the treehouse, but not from here, not from a vantage point where I can see the treehouse. I don't know. Here's another angle where again the thatched roof at the top is in my consciousness where it wasn't before. I'm not even sure. I could probably look at recent construction footage from when the scrims were down to make a comparison. Perhaps I'm doing that right now as we speak. Perhaps I'm even doing some voiceover narration in post. And indeed I am. What I've found in looking at this footage from February 14th, that's just about, a month and a half ago, is that the thatched roof is now in my consciousness because I can now see it. It was previously obscured by the scaffolding and maybe more branches, I'm not sure, but it looks to me like the top layer of the scaffolding has been removed, thus allowing us to see that thatched roof. And to answer the possible question, was it there before? Yes, it was. That's it, right here. So I hate when this suspenseful stuff winds up being nothing, which it so often does. I was hoping for something new there, but no such luck. Let's go to Tiana's Palace. Looks just as we left it last week. As it turns out, this is now the third consecutive week where we've tried to see what's going on at Tiana's Palace on a rainy day, so we haven't been able to see anything that's happening. The scrim is down, though. That's been, that was placed in front of the scaffolding, but it's not really revealing much. Nothing is happening behind that scrim, as we can tell. So still just the setup here, the wood and the forklift and all that, but no activity and no visible progress. I can also report while we're here that they have not done anything at all really to the station, the New Orleans Square train station, the depot that caught fire, the portion of the depot that caught fire. You can see there, that's where the scaffolding is. That fire damage has been the same for a while. Perhaps they're just working on the interiors, fixing that before they do the exteriors. I don't know, I couldn't say, but it looks like they've kind of just stalled on this project a little bit. Don't know what to make of that. Here's a shot of Tiana's Palace, of what we can see anyway, of the facade. Looks untouched to me. It looks like all they've done so far is put up the scaffolding and scrim. Otherwise, it looks untouched. But right there in the middle of the frame, that is exactly where Princess Tiana will come out onto the balcony to greet guests. Well, I wouldn't say greet guests, to say hi from a distance. And then just above that, which is now again in the center of your frame, is about where they're going to be putting the new theming elements, the riverboat steam stack, etc. Those will be appearing right about there in the center of your frame, where the brickwork is. I can add, by the way, that with the scaffolding going around the entire building, around the whole of the French Market, that does, of course, suggest that we'll be getting a complete repaint, I believe, of the entire building. So we're going to get a new paint, new colors and everything, which they should, obviously, while they're putting in this time, which is going to be a 6-month refurb process. 6 months is plenty of time to repaint that building. Taking a quick peek at the concept art that they have out here on the walls, and I don't think there's much we can learn from this in terms of the color. I mean, it does show like a yellow and green palette, which would be, you know, expected. Those are Tiana's colors, more or less, right? But it's kind of just sort of vague coloring here that they're not really making it obvious. In fact, it looks a lot like the color that we see now, you know, throughout New Orleans Square. The same sort of nondescript beige color, but rather than blue that we're seeing there, the, you know, where Club 33 crosses over into the bar portion of the club, it is kind of this, it's sort of again that plain green color. I don't know what to call it. Olive, not quite olive. I wonder if they would continue the refresh all the way around into other parts of New Orleans Square. By the way, as a reminder for those folks curious about what happened with, or haven't heard what happened with beignets and mint juleps as they were served here at the Mint Julep Bar, both beignets and mint juleps have moved over to the Royal Street Veranda. In doing so, they are no longer serving clam chowder bowls at the Royal Street Veranda. So if you went to the Royal Street Veranda looking for a clam chowder bowl but couldn't find one, look here at the Harbor Galley, just down the way. Lovely place to eat. Love it here at the Harbor Galley. Wish I had time. I'd get a bowl of clam chowder right now. So Indiana Jones is open. Well, open anyway. Toontown is open. That leaves, you know, the next discussion is Splash Mountain. My original theory was that Splash Mountain was going to close. It's not running right now, by the way, but that's not because they closed it. The water's still going, so it's not shut down. It's just broke down again. They're having a heck of a time keeping attractions running these past few weeks. I've noticed a significant amount of breakdowns. Just in Toontown alone, we had problems with Roger Rabbit and Runaway Railway, obviously Indiana Jones, Splash Mountain, although this one does seem to be temporary. Anyway, I digress. My initial thought was that Splash Mountain would close just as soon as they got Toontown and Indiana Jones open. Both are open, Splash is still open, no date yet, which does sort of add credibility to the idea that they may be waiting even longer. They may be waiting until June or so to get this thing closed and get started on the Tiana's refurb, because they're going to be importing the crew that is working right now on Tiana's Bayou Adventure over at Walt Disney World at Magic Kingdom. They've done this before. They did this with Rise of the Resistance. The same crews worked both sites, so so things were done in stages. They would pause for a minute here for Rise, and then while they're waiting for another crew to come down, that kind of thing. It's not the first time that does. It's quite common actually. So it's possible we may not see Splash close until the summer. We're going to keep our eyes and ears open, though, to find out or to see if we can sense any indication about when there might be a close date. For what it's worth, I can't remember the last time I saw a Davy Crockett canoe in the rivers of America. Now, it's a rainy day today, and the last couple of updates we've done here construction-wise have been rainy days also. But there have been other days that are not rainy days where I have not seen a canoe running. In the aggregate, it's distressing. Go ahead and add Star Wars Rise of the Resistance to the list of attractions closed today. Again, not that it's a big revelation that Rise has broke down, but add it to the list of breakdowns for today. I checked the tip board, and there are others. In addition to Indiana Jones and Splash Mountain and Rise of the Resistance, Gadget's Coaster, Chippendale's Gadget Coaster in Toontown is closed right now. as is Peter Pan's Flight, plus 2 other attractions, Matter and the Teacups, or I should say Alice in Wonderland and the Teacups, but those close always on a rainy day. Those may be reopening soon because sun is out, rain has stopped, skies are clear. I think things are good in that sense. You guys remember when it was very, very difficult to meet Mando and Grogu? You remember that? You can just casually stroll through Galaxy's Edge now and catch yourself a Mando and Grogu. That should be a welcome sight for those of you who have been listening very closely to some of our updates. We haven't covered this formally yet, but Casey Jr. has been down, offline quite a bit. Not so much that it's on a refurb, just closed constantly, always, you know, off the schedule for the day. So much so that I was starting to get concerned that there might be something wrong with Casey Jr., but I'm glad to report that, you know, of the bad news that we're reporting today, this is some good news. Casey Jr. is on the tracks. You know what, while we're in the neighborhood, let's stop into Toontown, see what this place looks like on a rainy Tuesday that's not grand opening. I will say this, we haven't been showing much of the crowds as I've walked through doing this report. Very not busy today, mostly due to the rain, but it's also Tuesday, but not busy at all in the parks. Everything has been very wide open and not at all congested, but we're getting more of the same that we saw over the weekend here at Toontown. I mean, it's not as busy as it was, but it's certainly way more busy in here than it is anywhere else in Disneyland. This is still plenty of people. I actually, to be honest, I was not expecting it to be this busy compared to, you know, based on what I've seen out there in the park already so far today. I thought there would be fewer people in here, even having experienced what I did on Saturday and Sunday. This is a lot of people for a rainy Tuesday.
Dang it, it's closed!
Yeah, there's Gadgets closed as we saw on the tip board. I mean, for real. Great part is, though, is that there is lots of fun to be had here in Toontown. It has earned all of these guests, in my opinion. I love Toontown. I didn't used to love Toontown, but I love this. I am laughing audibly, audible laughter. I thought, you know what, I'm gonna go ride Runaway Railway. While I'm here, it was posted 30 minutes. I'm just, you know what, let's do this. I love that attraction. It's closed. I couldn't get it through the door. The cast member just swooped in there and said, nope, rides down, guys. I apologize. Add that to the list. You gotta be kidding me. Even Autopia has seen better days. Wow, what is going on today? They stopped the cars, I'm sure. Look at how far back this goes. But they've got to close this lane, I would imagine. I don't know what lane this is. When you get back to the starting point of the attraction, but it has now reached that tent, right, or that umbrella. The back of the queue of the stalled vehicles goes from that umbrella to God knows where up ahead. I couldn't even see the front of the line. I see cars all the way up to the bridge. Wow. Not sure if I could put that one on Disney. Obviously that one vehicle is having a problem, which, I mean, that happens, but I've never seen a backup like that before. I've seen where cars go down, but they're able to get it going again. But that car has been busted long enough for that many cars to back up. Oh my God. I was not expecting to find this. I thought everything would be situation normal. Oh, they must have just cleared it because they had closed the attraction. That's what we're looking at, is people waiting to get on. It was closed for a minute. They're just now letting people in. I can't get in there to see what lanes are open because I don't want to get in everybody's way who are trying to get in there. It looks like they have just two lanes open right now for all these guests. When you're having a hard time keeping Autopia running. Basic, simple 1955 era gas-powered vehicles. Sorry guys, no monorail update for downtown Disney either. This wasn't even on the count or on the tip board when I checked it before. Monorail. Look at that, guys. We're at the Wonderground store and it still says Wonderground in there. I'm so excited. At this point, by now, they should have removed the words Wonderground from that rear wall, but they haven't. I hope it's coming through in this video, but I can definitely see with my naked eye, it still says Wonderground back there. I feel like that's pretty much confirmation that Wonderground is going to stay put in that location, because the other locations, the other stores, well, the store next to it, Home Store, completely gutted already, and they're already working on the interiors. So why wait? It's staying. Over at DCA, situation is as we left it from last week. The paint job is complete on the bridge, but they still have not yet installed the top part of the new bridge, the San Francisco Bridge. Looks like they have, though, added a little bit more water to the wharf. And no progress on the Pacific Wharf Candy Company building, etc. The scaffolding is still the same. I don't think they've done anything yet, but stay tuned because we're probably going to be seeing some new paint and those stickers that we mentioned last week. As last week, no news to report from inside Pacific Wharf proper, just as we left it a few days ago, including totally unobservable progress at Cocina with the beer vending situation. I can't even tell if they're growing it or if it's just, you know, an update to the interior. I'm pretty sure they're growing it. Things that are fixed. Grizzly River Run. It is nice to see this attraction up and running again. It certainly does make this back part of the park. It's gorgeous. This ride is absolutely stunning and beautiful, and I hate when it's closed. Even though I don't ride it that often, I don't like it when Grizzly River Run is not open. Just screaming, nothing incredible. Another ride down, added to the list. Meanwhile, Silly Symphony swings are still closed, but still no reopening date. As of, what is it, May 2nd? As of May 2nd. Calendar is still showing that it's closed, so we got a long ways to go before we see the Sullivan Symphony swings again. That might have been the most fun I've ever had doing any bit of construction. Whee! I wasn't supposed to laugh and enjoy this, but I just did. Brush bag. In the meantime, might I recommend the jumping jellyfish? A superior attraction in every single way. I love jumping jellyfish. I thought about not mentioning the Zephyr and its closure because it is closed, but it does fit the narrative. I wasn't going to mention it because it's always closed. A gentle breeze is enough to close the Golden Zephyr. It is the most sensitive attraction I've ever seen. So it's no shocker. It has nothing to do with the ride breaking down or anything like that. It's just, it's a little bit of a windy day. So it's closed. Yeah, I know. It's unfair. I'm having fun with it at this point. But yeah, it's a rainy day. Anything trackless or anything like that outdoors is not going to make it on a rainy day, but it hasn't rained for a while. It's, you know what though, it is supposed to rain again, so that's probably what they're doing. They're hedging. Why bother opening it if in, I would say, probably another 2 hours it's going to start pouring again. So that's it. That ends our construction update, by the way. Let me just say this. I want to say happy birthday to my wife. I don't think I've ever done that in any kind of video before, unless it's a video specifically for her birthday. But happy birthday, Liz. I love you. As I said on Instagram, you are the reason for every happiness that I have today. Everything I have, everything that we are. Because of you, baby. I am. You want to say hi? There she is. Black Panther. Anyway, I love you. My life would not be the same without you. Brush break.
whole star.
We've drank like 15%.
What's it called?
No.